I went to bed early last night and woke up late today, and I was feeling absolutely bushed. My first rib was a little bit out of alignment, and so it transferred into a misalignment in my neck as well, and I was carrying that for a couple days until my chiropractor came and set me straight again last night. Sadly, I have a bunch of poor neurological patterning from many years of injury, and no matter how much progress I make, the slightest little disruption will set the old patterns back into play. I think from getting back in the gym and getting back to some exercises I haven't done for so long, these old patterns are being triggered again. It sucks because it feels like every time I train to get stronger, these old neurological patterns from all these injuries start up again as a defense mechanism and start locking down muscles, and it's sort of a downward spiral from there. I've been trying to break these neurological patterns through chiropractic and some proprioceptive training.
Something, but it's all and then it's nothing to me. Yeah, and I got my defenses when it comes to your intentions for me. Yeah, and we wake up in the breakdown of the things we never thought we could be. Yeah. I'm not the one who broke you. I'm not the one you should fear. We got to move it, darling. I thought I lost you somewhere, but you were never really ever there at all. And I want to get free. Talk to me. I can feel it falling. I wanted to be all you need.
Before smartphones, we all watched TV, and that was our common culture. You didn't get to choose what tickled your fancy on Netflix. It was what it was. I was never really one for TV, but I do admit there were a couple of shows that sort of resonated with me. And one such show was Smallville. I was just out of high school and trying to sort out my life. And at that point in my life, one of the major things I was trying to sort out was a romance. Finishing high school was supposed to be the end of one thing and the beginning of another. And yet many of us still had lives that weren't just cut off as one thing ended and another began. And the story of Clark and Lana at that time sort of felt like my life too. Story of fate versus the rest of the world. I couldn't help but feel that in both cases, Clark's life and mine, it had seemed that the rest of the world had won, and what I thought was fate had lost. However, half a decade later, Smallville would play another role in my life. It didn't totally stop playing itself as a reminder of when the rest of the world gets in the way of you and your fate, but it was a popular show in South America at that time, and I was using it as a tool to learn the language while I was doing a study abroad. I don't believe it's a coincidence that that show, Smallville, also resonated with the entirety of South America. There's something about the show that seems to transcend culture. There seems to be something universal about the experience between Clark and Lana. And I think that something is something like Murphy's Law. Something like the rest of the world is always trying to fuck with something you want.